Okay, once again, I welcome you back on to this live trading. In fact, today is the first week of the beginning of the month, and usually today, like non-farm payroll is out, and in fact, that will be out in another 1.5 hours time. Okay, market will be hectic during this time because see, because of what is happening right now is because of this COVID uh, crisis. The figures, most of the data that is coming out are not, I wouldn't say it's not reliable, but this is temporarily due to this COVID crisis. So in fact, I think US has lost more than 4 million jobs as of last week, and also I think more jobs are expected to be lost, and at the same time, more lives also is expected to go. Okay, now also do take note of the risk disclosure. Okay, uh, and let's just start the session. All right. Okay, in fact, just before we start, okay, this is something I would always encourage you to have that habit before you start the day, any time, any part of the day. Whenever you start, okay, always check what are the open positions. Okay, then try to adjust the levels of the open positions. Then the next one is try to check what are the data's important data announcement is there, so that sometimes, of course, if you are a news trader, then you can trade during that news. But if you're not, then probably you can avoid that during that announcement. And today is a very important day. In fact, this non-farm payroll, okay, the market is expecting a loss of 22,000. Last week, I mean last month, it was 700,000 loss of jobs. Then this month, I think is only expecting 22,000. But of course, I think we can expect more. Okay, and the unemployment rate also has risen. Last month was 4.4, now is 16%. And also do take note that there is a Canadian data employment change is also, I think this also there is a lost job. So try to, that's why I said two things. One is if you are a scalper, then definitely you have to try to avoid this during this time. But if you are a news trader or you are a day trader or swing trader, then probably you can hold on or you try to enter during this time. Okay, now let's look at what can we trade now. Okay, looking at current scenario. Okay, in fact, euro has been a good bet. In fact, the data that is out, if it's worse than expected. Okay, right now I think the market is expecting about 22,000 losses. So if it's worse than expected, then I expect the dollar weakness to come in. So when the dollar weakness comes in, we can expect euro dollar to strengthen, dollar Swiss franc to dollar Swiss to weaken, Aussie dollar to strengthen, then New Zealand dollar to strengthen, and Sing dollar Sing to weaken. Dollar Sing, that means overall is what we are expecting is the dollar weakness to come in. And also, irrespective of whatever the data, okay, sometimes if let's say the data came out to be better than expected, what you should be expecting is you might see a spike down or a spike up on the dollar. That means the dollar will strengthen uh, at that point. Then as time goes on, then what we can expect is we can expect the dollar weakness to come in, and towards the end of the day, we expect the dollar weakness to come in. So all this is all is done through experience, and we this is what we expect. Of course, that's no guarantee that this should be the only way. This all remember, this is a probability we are working on. So most likely then maybe you can monitor the market and you can see how we can go about it. Okay, maybe I'll give you a few calls, and what I would suggest is, you put in the trades, and this trade, there's two way. One is definitely now until the data is out, you can expect the market to be pretty dull. Okay, I don't expect a big move to happen until the data is out. But after the data is out, or maybe at the point the data is out, then you can expect the market to move depending on the data. Okay, now let's look at euro. Euro, we are looking to buy, uh, and let me see. Okay, we look to buy. Okay, what we should do is always remember, also before we get into the trade, we need to define our entry. Entry is last. Okay, entry is last. Our target and stop loss first. First is the stop loss, then followed by the target, then you decide on the entry. So my stop loss would be, okay, definitely since euro, I would be having like two kinds of stop losses. One is a conservative stop loss, and the other one is a standard stop loss. Standard stop loss means, that means what is the maximum you expect the price to go. Okay, let me share the chart, then you can we can decide on the trade. Okay, so looking at this, if you look at it, okay, what we feel is, okay, right now, looking at the chart pattern and looking at the price action, we feel that the daily low has already formed at 107.65. So in other words, the price should not go below this low if we are right. So if we are wrong, then definitely it can go below this low, then the low is still not seen yet. Okay, so to be a standard stop loss, then definitely it has, excuse me, it has to be below 107.65. And if you want to do a conservative stop loss, then probably you can place somewhere below this 108, maybe about 790 or slightly lower than that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, 770. Okay, 790. That means 790 as a conservative, then probably 770. Yeah, 770 is below this low. Okay, this is another level, and of course the maximum we look at is below 107.60. So now taking into mind, okay, the maximum we are expecting is this low, and the next level, and of course we have one more, maybe one you can take it, or it's okay, 107.90 or 770. Okay, now the next thing is we need to find the target. So if the data is bad, okay, what we expect is we expect to break this high. That means we expect this breakout on this high, and we expect the price to move higher towards 109.20. Okay, 109 to 220. Okay, 109.20, correct. So now a conservative target, probably I'll be looking at 108.80 or 109. So I've more or less, I have my stop loss, I have my target. So now we need to decide on the entry. So when you go on the entry, try to go on the lowest time frame. See, always remember, when we want to look for the stop and target, we use a higher time frame. We go for an entry, then we try to go for a lower time frame. So our entry should be around 108.20 or about 108, between 108.20 to 108.80. 108. Okay, and let me double confirm 920. Yeah, everything looks okay. I think we are good to go. Okay, okay. So now 10880, right? Okay. So you write down all these figures. 10 target is 10880, 10920. Stop loss is 10790 or 770. Okay, or even 760. Okay, that would be the best. Then our entry should be around 10820 to 108. Okay, then this is what the chart says. Okay, now let's double confirm with our system. Okay, this all these figures, the system should also indicate us. Okay, so looking at this, see, this is the system. So our entry point, I said, is 10820 to 108. Okay, this is where we enter. Okay, which is correct. So we can enter at 10820 or 10805. Okay, and stop loss is below this, which is also correct. 10770, 10790. This is our stop loss. And our target should be 10880. This is where we see 10880. And the system is telling you the target about 109. Okay, so what I'm going to give you is, okay, I'm going to give you a signal based on this. Okay, euro, the maximum low, because since we are going for a buy, I'm not expecting below 10760. So order type is limit buy, lot size, we don't mind going one lot. Entry, we want to enter at 108, because the reason why we are putting 108 is if the data come out to be good. Okay, if the data come out to be good, then probably we might see a spike down. Okay, then we might get a good trade on this. Then again, the stop loss we want to put below 760, because that's the maximum low. So which is 40 pips stop loss, and our exit, we want to exit at 10880. Okay, we can exit at 10880 or 109 or 10920. So comfortable, I think we should be seeing 10880. So overall is the risk reward ratio is about 1:2. So that means our risk is about 1, which is we lose if you get stopped out on this trade, we lose 40 pips, and we make 80 pips. Okay, expiry is until today. Okay, we'll go 8:30 is the data out. Okay, 8:30. Then probably we want to give another half an hour. So probably until 9 o'clock. Okay. So now this is one trade. Okay, remember. Uh, okay, this what is the time frame? Okay, the question. What is the time frame chart you look at? 5 minutes, 1 minute, 1 hour, etc. Okay. See, it all depends on, like as I told you earlier on, okay, when we decide on the target and the stop loss, we have to use a higher time frame. So when we say higher time frame, we normally use 6-hour chart, 12-hour chart, daily, weekly, so on and so forth, depending on our target and risk reward. But we can even use 2-hour chart, if you feel that 6 hours is too big or too risky. And on the other hand, our entry, we can use 15-minute, 5-minute. We can also use 1 minute. Okay, that is, of course, that is for those people who have attended the workshop. You should know that we can use also 1 minute, 1 minute chart. Okay. Now, another thing is, I also want to, because since we are doing live trading, okay, I want to give you a news trading also on this today, because since we are in the data. Okay, what we do is, again, maximum low is 10660. Sorry, 1 10760. Okay. What we are going to do on this is we are going to do a stop buy. Okay. Now this round we try to go in half lot. Okay. Once the data is out. Okay. Once the data is out, you might get, if the data is bad, then you might get a spike. Okay. Uh, to that, let me see where is going to be our stop buy. Stop buy is, I'm looking at 10860. Okay, 10860. Let me double confirm with the system. Okay, the system is saying 10870 or 65. Okay, so now what we do is probably we put in 65. But this order, you got to only place 5 minutes, 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes before the data is out. You don't put it now, okay? And this stop, for this stop is, we put in 10820, and the take profit we can go at 10915. Okay, remember I said we have target 8. We have target at 10880, 109, and 10920. So we want to exit before 10915. Sorry, 10920. So in other words, we get 50 pips and we have about 40, 45 pips stop loss. Yeah, this is again, this should be about 9 p.m. Okay, and again, this one is try to enter 5 minutes before the data is out. So what is going to happen is during the data is out, the market will get move in a very zigzag manner, and when it's then you have to see whether the market is trading below this level. Then only you can put in this order, because what will happen is sometimes if the market has already traded above, then this would not uh, work out. Yeah. Okay. The expiry time for euro 4 is correct. Cannot put into the system. Okay. This is okay. Hold on. Sorry. Thanks. Okay. This is okay. My mistake. I think I got to be. Thank you. Okay. So this is supposed to be 21. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks. So it's 21 hours. Yeah. So then it's 16. Correct. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. So this can be another trade, same currency, but we try to trade on the breakout. Okay. Another currency or another I'm looking at is Swiss franc. Okay. Dollar Swiss. I'm looking for a sell, and Aussie I'm looking for a buy. Okay. Swiss franc. See, the system will decide which currency to trade, and which when to stay and when to trade and when to stay away. Okay, now looking at this, okay, we can also do both ways. Like for instance, you can check the chart, then you check with the system, or you do the system, then you can check the system. Okay, maybe you write down this figure, then we can go. I'll show you the other way around. Okay, now Swiss franc. Okay, I'm going to go for a sell. Okay, basically I'm looking to sell near 97.45, 97.60. Okay, this is where I'm looking to sell, and I'm planning to put my stop above 98.15. Okay, that is this is I've not looked at the chart. I'm not looked at the chart. I'm just purely looking at the system, and I'm going to verify with the chart. So the stop loss, the maximum we look at is about 98.15, 98.20. Entry is 97.45 to 97.60. Then target is, I'm looking at 96.85. Okay, 96.85 or 96.70. Okay, so I've given the target, I've given the uh, entry, and I also given the stop loss. Okay, now let's go and verify it with the chart. Okay, remember I told you when you want to put a target and stop loss, always use a higher time frame. So we look at a higher time frame. So looking at this higher time frame, okay, my target would be, I'm looking at okay, 90. Okay, this is coming down. Huh? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm looking at somewhere 96.45 and 96.80. Okay, 96.80. Okay, 96.80, 96.70. Okay, these are my target. So 96 yeah, 96.80 and 96.70. Okay, and my stop loss, okay, I want to put at high is 97.85. Okay, 97.80. Remember, the system was saying about 98.15. So 97.85. Above this, we can still put a stop. So because this was the previous day high. So now we can put a stop at 97.85. And our target is the same as the system, which is about 96.80, 96.70. Then our entry, the system, it was 97.45 and 97.60. Okay, let's see, we get that system. Yeah, okay, we can enter at 97, correct, 97.40, 97.40 or 97.55. Okay, 97.55. I think more or less the system and chart are giving similar figures. So now, based on this, okay, now I'm going to give you a call. Okay, this is scalping, dollar Swiss. Okay, this maximum high, remember the chart was saying 97.85. So that's the maximum high we are expecting. So we put
Excel not in screen, sir.
sorry, yeah, I'm showing the Excel sheet. Not can you all see my screen?
Yeah, it's showing the Excel sheet.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
We are seeing.
we are showing. I'm showing the Excel. Yeah. So now we are trying to sell at 97. Remember, was 97.40. The chart was saying 97.40. The system was saying 97.45 and 97.60. So probably we want to enter at 97.45. Okay, because of the data. Okay, then the stop, definitely we want to put above the maximum high, which is 97.90, and our target should be 96.85. So we get 45 pips risk and we get about 60 pips reward. I think is acceptable. Yeah. So now we put in the same expiry at 9 o'clock. Okay, now the only we can't go for a stop sell on this scenario because our target is, unless we are going for the other uh, low, which is 96.45. Remember the chart, it was showing 96.45. I'll show you again. See, when you are into this business, you need to be quite well versed in numbers. That means you got to remember the numbers, you got to be registering the numbers, then you got to do it. So remember I said 96, yeah, 96, 44, 45. So this would be the maximum low. So in other words, if we are going to put a stop sell on this, the price should reach here. You know, if it stops somewhere at 96, 70, 80, then it's not worth paying. So I don't think it's worth a stop sell order. Okay, so I think we only want to go for a limit sell. Okay, let's do one more. You know, then maybe we can go on to discuss. Okay, let's look at Aussie. Okay, Aussie looks a good bet. Okay, now we want to buy and want to buy. Yeah. Okay, let's do it the system. Okay. Okay, now right now is 65.10. Okay, you can see uh, okay, right now the Aussie is trading at 65.10. So we need to look for a buy. Okay, the buy I'm looking at to buy near 64.80. Okay, 64.80. And the target I'm looking at, okay, this is a bit different scenario. Yeah, 64.80 should be a good buy. Then the exit, I'm looking at 65.45 to 65.80. Okay, 65.80. Target should be 65.45 to 65.80. Then my stop loss, I'm buying at 64.80. So probably I may want to put in. Okay, let me see whether I have any other support. 64.10 looks support 64.30. Yeah, 64.30 looks 64 and 64.30 looks a strong support. Yeah. So now let's double confirm with the chart. Okay, write down all those figures I said. Target should be 65.45 to 65.80. Entry is I'm looking at 64.80 around that level, and my stop loss I'm looking at 64.30 or 64. Okay, that's maximum. Okay, now let's look at and verify with the chart. Okay, 63. Okay. Okay, see our entry was 64.80. So I think we have a support at 64.90, 90 and 64.75. So 64.80 I think should be acceptable. Okay, and the other hand, our target was 65.45 and 65.80. I think since this is caught in a congestion, so we want to exit at 65.40. Okay, then 65.70 is another resistance. Then remember our support, sorry, our stop loss was 64.30 or 64. So 64.50 is next support. So probably 64.40 should be ideal. So now looking at the system, and now I do with the chart. Okay, straight away I decide. Okay, I'm going for a buy. Okay, and my target and all I've finalized. You know, so okay, so this is again, this is a scalping Aussie. Okay, the maximum low. Okay, remember the maximum low. Our hold on. Let me show you the chart. It's about 63.70. That's the chart is saying. Okay, let me double confirm one more time. And 64.40. Okay, let me share the chart again. So then you can also double check. So this is a 12-hour chart. Okay, so we are if this low breaks, then the next support should be either here or here, which is 64.40. Remember our system also around 64.40. So we are going to put a stop at 64.30. Okay. So now you always when you forgot the levels, then you can always verify. So the maximum low I'm looking at is 64.40. Yeah. So now I want to go for a limit buy. Okay, my entry is remember 64.80. Actually 64.90 should be a good entry, but since there is a data out, if normal market conditions, then I don't mind entering at 64.90 or even 64.95 or 65. But since there is a data out, we might get a spike. Yeah. So we want to enter here, and our stop should be 64.35. So I want to put 5 pips below the maximum low. Then I want to exit. Remember the exit, the previous congestion high was 65.40, and our system was also saying about 65.45. Remember? See, 65.45, 65.30. Okay, these are all resistance levels. So we want to exit either before 40 or even 30, right? So we want to enter at 30. Maybe we can put at 30, to play safe, or even 28 if you feel. But I think normally data is out, should be okay. So you put at 30. So you have 50 pips and you have 45 pips risk. Okay. Again, same time of expiry. Okay, like that, we can go on like this, go on doing more and more trade. Yeah, thanks, Simon. I've changed it. Thanks. Yeah. So we can do. If you notice, see, all it takes is less than 1-2 minutes. You decide what you want to do, where you want to enter, where you want to put your stop loss, where you want to exit. So the same manner, you can also do it, provided you have the system and you understand how the system is works. The only drawback with this system is, see, we are trying to enter and we are trying to negotiate with the market the best entry price. So sometimes, the market may be in the right direction, but we don't get the entry point. Sometimes it might give you a perfect trade. Sometimes what will happen is it might get stopped out. So all this, but remember that this is a probability game which we are playing, and we should enjoy it, and we should do it day in, day out, and we should have zero so-called emotions. Doesn't matter, whether we make money or lose, but eventually, I'm saying your final result should be overall. That means if you trade 10 trades, 3 or even 4 trades can go wrong, or even 5, or even sometimes I think I remember that the seminar I said you can afford to go even 6 losses and 4 wins, and if you can still make money. So overall is end of the month, you should be, or your account should be in the positive direction. So that's how you do it, and that's how you trade day in, day out, and that That's how you build your confidence, and that's how you can make as a trading for a living. Okay. Any questions or any markets you all want to discuss? I know this is coming to end of the week.
Sir, Mohan here from Chennai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, yeah, I would like to discuss about this oil market. So, like, I'm just following this quick crude price in the last 1 week. So, what happened is actually 10 days before it was went to the low of around some $4 or $3 like that. Then it was came through up to $16. In this week, actually, I'm seeing that in the daytime it is decreasing and in the nighttime it's increasing. So is there is any relationship about the price variation like that, and it's not going beyond 22?
Okay, the
Yeah.
crude. Okay, I don't know whether you understand how to trade crude. Okay, crude is a futures contract. Okay, and it has got every month. Uh, there is a contract, and the contract expires on that particular date. There is an expiry date of the contract, and it expires. So in fact, last month, that May contract, it went to negative. It's not even $4. It went negative $40. Okay, I don't know whether you're aware of that. And in fact,
It's minus $37 like that. Yes. Yeah.
minus 40. Yeah. So
Okay.
the reason is because of this COVID-19, because this is something which nobody has come across in their lifetime, and this is the first time they're coming across. So this May it went to negative. Okay, the reason because is until May, you see that the lockdown of the whole world was happening. So if you are going to buy a May contract, literally there was no business on that means literally all the transportations like airlines and vehicles all were down. Literally the supply and demand was so much of different. It led to a negative. So now coming back to your question. Okay, in fact, now looking at this is a crude. Okay, and what is the contract we are looking at is, okay, I'm not sure. Okay, now this is a July contract. Okay, this is, you see, can you see the word July? So this is a July contract. So that means this contract, you are trading July, and before beginning of July, that means by end of June, you should close your positions for this, whatever you're doing. Okay, so now you look at this chart. Okay, in fact, the lowest it went July was $17.30, and right now is trading at 25. So looking at this chart pattern, okay, there is a high probability. Okay, there is a high probability that the worst is over for oil. That means, in fact, if you look at the July contract, the lowest it went was $7.78. That's what the chart is showing. So in fact, I think last week I was discussing about this. I think someone was asking about this, and I was saying that if you're going for investment, it's worth picking it up, because this would give you, definitely it will give you a good returns in the long run. In fact, from $7 right now is 25, is already 300% move. Yeah. So now looking at this, okay, what we feel is the worst is over for oil, and we do expect the market to test at least 36 or even 43 within the next couple of weeks. So we are bullish on this, and we feel that right now the market is in a congestion consolidation. It may come down, and if it comes down, okay, I don't think it should go below 19 or even 16. So anywhere below this, I think it's worth picking it up, and it can give you at least 100 to 200% returns, within the couple of weeks or couple of months. Okay.
Right, sir.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. I see you got a few questions. Just mobile app is used because we are not always in front of the PC, but it always has few problems. Okay, see the problem. Okay, you let me know what are the problems, because I think it's best you get Suvin into picture. Then
Uh,
probably you may be able to guide you.
Raju, the next question I've listed down a couple of the problems. The
No,
clock
I
seems,
think
yeah.
okay. Are you using iPhone?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I think there is some issues. The thing I think what I would suggest, I don't want to explain in this session. Probably this one we can call Suvin. Probably he'll be able to explain to you, or come in the group chat. Then we'll explain to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And we try to discuss more about the market. So at least we use this time to discuss more on at least what. Okay. What is the code for this commodity? Okay, this is CLA. Crude is CL. A means see. This is see. We have see again. Futures. We have a lot of complications. See, A means all sessions. See, there are when you trade futures, there are two types of trading sessions. One is a main session, and one is a normal session. See, right now, if I put CLA is telling you the current market is 25.12. So if I just put CL, okay, it will not update until the main session comes in. So if you notice, the main session doesn't open. So there's a lot of things which you need to understand, especially if you are trading futures, and you need to understand how this thing works, and you need to understand the house rules. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or any other markets you all want to discuss?
Good evening, sir. It's
Hi.
regarding New Zealand USD.
Okay.
Yesterday, before, end of the day, it was like loss, but end of the day, it was going little higher.
Right.
It was profit. So, do we need to wait till morning, or is it wise to close and come out
Okay.
from that?
Okay.
What do you
Thank you.
suggest?
Thank you. Okay. Okay. To give you an answer to that, okay. See, one rule of thumb, basic thing is you went to close the trade. See, that's why we always tell you we are different from the others. See, when we look at the types of signals, that should give you a clue of whether to hold the trade or close the trade. So if it's a scalping trade, then I would advise you to take a loss and close it. Or if you make a profit, you take a profit. But it's the same thing if it's a day trading or swing trading, or even momentum trading. It's best for you to hold. Another advice I can give you, another guideline you can look at is always try to play the game by looking at the target. See, sometimes we give you 50 pips target, sometimes we give you 100 pips target. So when we look at 100 pips target, that means we need to give enough time for the trade to work its way out. It's just like, when you plant a seed, you don't expect to grow as a tree, overnight. So you need to give some time. So the same manner, what you should be doing is you should be giving some time for the trade. So you two advice. One is try to look at the type of trade. That's one. Second is try to look at pay attention to the target. If the target is big, and if the loss is small, then it's worth waiting. But on the other hand, if the target is not that big and you are incurring a loss, then the best thing is to close the trade and wait for re-entry. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. The next question is, how is gold trade? What is the high would reach? Okay. Gold is in fact is in a very uh, uh, so it's called in a make or break scenario. So in fact, tonight's data can be very important for gold. If the data is bad or if the data is favorable to gold, we expect the breakout to happen. So looking at this, see, this is the key point. So if the data is favorable, okay, once it breaks once 1,728 to 1740. Okay, once it breaks 1728. Okay, once it breaks 1728, and if it closes above this, that during the time belt, above that 28, we expect the price to rally. But on the other hand, if the data is not favorable, then probably it may come to and fall back into the range. Okay, let me double confirm with the system. Okay, I just want to know the breaking point. The 28, or is that any better level? Okay. Okay, so the system is saying about 29, half 30. Okay, 27 or 30. So once it breaks, see, even 28, yeah, 28. So I would say between 26 to 30. Okay, you take these levels. If it breaks 26 to 30, anywhere, above that, and if the market is trading above 30 and closes above 30 for the next 1 to 2 hours, then we should expect the price to go up and test new highs. But on the other hand, if it doesn't break, then chances are it may fall back into the range. Then the breakout may happen maybe next week. Okay, that is only the data should give us the clue, and the data should give us an answer. Okay. Any other questions or any other markets? See, like as I told you, this, you see, we are having only twice a week. So if you are trading regularly, okay, the only thing I can suggest to you is, you have to keep a lot of questions with you, and sometimes, the trades you have taken, you may have made some wrong decisions you want to discuss, or you want to ask about some of the markets. So just make use of it. Okay. So if you have no other questions, then what we can do is, okay, we can put in our trades. Then you just wait for the data. The data will be out another about 40-45 minutes. Then probably what you can do is you can just wait for the outcome. Then just end the day. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. With that, I conclude today's session. Once again, take care. Stay home, safe. Take care of yourself, and have a great weekend. And see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.